Hello everyone. At the moment, we're in the middle of the year-end tax adjustment period in Korea, but not a lot of people really know how taxes are actually calculated. So I've made this video to give you a bit of a basic overview of the calculation process. I've also put some extra links in the description below if you are keen on following up and learning a bit more. The Korean tax year runs from January 1st to December 31st. So now we're in February 2021 and we're calculating the taxes from January to December 2020. So your employer should have been taking money out of your salary last year for taxes, but what they took out was only an estimation. It's only now that they're actually calculating the correct amount it should have been. So if they were a little bit off in their estimation, it means that you either have to pay more in taxes or you could receive a refund in taxes. So let's take a look at how this is all actually calculated.
We first start out with your total annual income. This is anything you've earned throughout the year, including your salary, if you get any special allowances, or if you received any bonuses. From this figure, your non-taxable income is deducted. An example of non-taxable income would be if you received a childcare allowance for kids under 6. From this, we get your gross earnings. From your gross earnings, we minus the deduction for wage and salary income. This is based on a progressive scale which is subject to yearly change. For example, for the 2020 tax year, those whose gross earnings are between 15 to 45 million won get a deduction of 7.5 million won plus 15% of the amount above 50 million won. From this we get your adjusted wage and salary income. From the adjusted wage and salary income, we minus any deductions. There are a lot of deductions that you can get. For example, you can get deductions for pension contributions and domestic spending. This then equals your tax base. Your tax base is then multiplied by the tax rate, which is based on a progressive scale and subject to yearly change. For example, for the 2020 tax year, an individual whose tax base is between 12 million and 46 million won will have a tax rate of 720,000 won plus 15% of the amount over 12 million won. From this, we get your calculated income tax. From your calculated income tax, tax exemptions are applied. For example, some countries have tax exemption agreements with Korea that allow foreign English teachers working in public school to be exempt from taxes for their first 2 years working in Korea. This is only applied if they have submitted their original residency certificate from their home country. So then tax credits are deducted from this. Examples of tax credits are money spent on medical expenses or education for yourself or your children. From this, we get your final tax liability. A resident surtax of 10% of the final tax liability is added, which determines the final taxes that you have to pay for the year. This figure will be used to determine whether you owe tax or are due to get a refund. Let's say, for example, after all these calculations, my final taxes to be paid for the 2020 tax year amount to 800,000 won. Each month of 2020, my employer took out 50,000 won from my salary for taxes. This amounts to 600,000 won that I paid in taxes for 2020. This means there's a shortfall of 200,000 won which I owe in taxes. In a better case example, let's say my employer deducted 80,000 won per month in taxes. This amounts to 960,000 won that I paid in taxes for 2020. This means that I am owed a refund of 160,000 won. All these calculations should be done by your employer, and any deductions or refunds are usually paid along with your salary. You should request from your employer a receipt of all of these calculations. I hope you found this video useful and informative. Please like and subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more.